Today on Fashion Guide, an all-new format for a Kazakh fashion show. Ainur Turisbek exhibits real street fashion. Kazakh designers making it big in Milan. Ayajan Jaksibay shares the news. And an overview of the most important fashion week of the world, the Paris Fashion Week. A breakthrough event, an all-new concept, a shocking show. It's all about Ainur Turisbek. Kazakhstan's most unpredictable conceptual designer had her spring collection show in a completely new format, unlike any fashion week. It was an open-air show with live music, stage actors, and a record number of models. The main characters were enigmatic fashion directors, as put by the founder, an actress of the Almaty Artishock Theater, and the fashion show director Veronika Nasalskaya. In general, to me, it's all a kind of performance where fashion integrates into a modern city. The models and actors had different agendas. Models did their thing, beautifully displaying clothes. Actors were interacting with them somehow, and I think that this encountering of static and dynamic work was in itself a performance. The show was performed at a pedestrian bridge in a huge park during the day. There was no dress code, no invitations or red carpets. The fashion show was for everyone. Ainur Turisbek is questioning the somewhat unnecessary and unnatural fashion glamour. Instead of glitzy looks, the designer offered the real fashion of the streets. The collection's main message is originality and the national identity, says Ainur. The collection's slogan is Boyirgan Ketpedi, which means everything that is mine will be mine. It's a positive message. I want people to believe in all of it. It's a step back from glamour into reality. It's faith in life and in yourself. No more glamour, artifice, or lies. The models' looks were as natural as they could be, with no striking makeup or haircuts to direct the public's attention to the impeccable designer and her craftswork with leather, one of the most difficult materials there is. The new collection uses 6 types of leather, including perforated, burned, and crispy leather. There were biker jackets and waistcoats, shirts, kimonos, wide and narrow pants, and special leather dresses with chiffon inserts. I like this style. It's more than just daring. I like that she's got it all. Sex appeal, because leather dresses are very sexy, in rock and punk and gothic styles. She's able to show both a woman's strength and her feminine grace. Ainur Turisbek's style is admired by many Kazakh fashion lovers, and the number of guests in all-leather outfits at her show is just another sign of that. It looks like Ainur's new show format may determine the new direction for the country's fashion industry development. A designer of her own brand, a resident of many European fashion expos, a screenwriter and director of short fashion films, and a fashion columnist, Ayajan Jaksibay seems to be successful in all that she does in the fashion industry. This fall, together with the Kazakh artist Sirlibek Bekbatayev, she co-created their exhibition Rhythms of Silence. The two are alike in their artistic philosophy, finding the true identity of Kazakh culture.
Вначале мы хотели персональную выставку сделать, да, но при этом как-то...
At first we wanted to organize a personal exhibition, but then Ayajan made such interesting elements. Take our fabrics, for example. So the idea to combine art and fashion was hers. And not only that, Ayajan has brought some good news from Milan. The country's designers had their shows in the Kazakh Pavilion at the Expo 2015. Mikhail Kravitz, Laria Jakambayeva, Olga Kim, and Ayajan Jaksibay herself had their own collections in Italy's fashion capital during the Milan Fashion Week. Their event was named Expo Fashion Day. In her new collection, Aika Alimi continues using patchwork techniques and complex cuts, introducing the color black for the first time. Some people in the pavilion had doubts about our show, because the Milan Expo's slogan is Feed the Planet. Fashion didn't seem to be very relevant. But we said that you can feed the planet not just with bread, but with creative ideas. And it actually went very well. All visitors from the pavilion were extremely excited. We got very positive feedback from all Italian and international media representatives that attended.
Вся пресса итальянская и международная, которая в это время была в Милане,
очень позитивно восприняла.
The media paid even more attention to another fashion event with our designers. It was for the first time that the Kazakh designers had shown their collections at the major exhibition White in the scope of the Milan Fashion Week. In the collective corner, Talents from Kazakhstan, our country was represented by Ayajan Jaksibay with her brand Ayka Alami, Mikhail Kravitz, and the brand Jaka Fashion.
Все три бренда участника получили предварительные заказы, и некоторые из нас даже получили.
All three participating brands already got pre-orders, and some of us even received offers to work with agents. For example, Kravitz got an offer from an agent to distribute his products all over Japan. What's important is that you have to be invited to partake in an event such as White. You have to deserve it. You can't just pay money and go like it's done in Kazakhstan. In Europe, they look at what makes up your collection. Philip and I did a lot of work in the past 7 months. We applied to White and they approved all of our applications.
Большую работу в течение 7 месяцев и подали заявки, и White одобрил все заявки.
The trip to Europe and collaborating with Philippe Bourges, the fashion curator from Brussels, became real thanks to another project of Jacques Sibay's, Fashion Incubator. Since the beginning of the year, 2 promising Kazakh fashion designers were getting their new collections ready for a breakthrough to a whole new level under the guidance of European professionals. The business experiment became a success. It's a brand new concept from the initial idea to its commercialization. Very often, talent and will is not enough. You have to create collections that people will buy. There are laws and principles on how to make this happen. The result of the first Fashion Incubator is not just a one-time participation of our designers in the Milan exhibition. It also means contracts with foreign buyers, improving the quality of collections, and an invitation to next year's White. No doubt Ayajan will continue what she does, raising awareness about Kazakh fashion in the world. Paris Fashion Week is a spectacular fashion celebration awaited impatiently by all fashion lovers. The most famous fashion houses like Chanel, Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Nina Ricci, Balenciaga, and dozens of other brands show their collections here. Join Fashion Guide for a trip to the world of the couturier's capital. Our destination point is an airport. Legendary Karl Lagerfeld continues to play with settings of his shows. This time, the Grand Palais is turned into an arrivals hall with models walking along the check-in gates. The show opened with a double-breasted jumpsuit and classic tweed suits, followed by voluminous maxi skirts with colorful sweatshirts or coupled with loose-cut pants. Red, white, and blue dominated the podium, accentuated by silver. The color of the models' tops, gloves, and handbags and accessories.
No, it was about shine, the reflection of the sun on the airplanes, the whole thing. And you know, we did so much gold and golden chains at Chanel that it was fun to make everything silver and chromed. Huh? And you know those cabin cases, now we call them cocoa cases. Because everybody has more or less created Chanel bag, so it was time to have a Chanel cabin curve.
The sky theme was underlined by huge aviator glasses and cabin cases that Lagerfeld calls cocoa cases, which will replace quilted Chanel bags. The show closed with the designer himself greeting the public. He came out of the gate number 5, a reference to the famous Chanel perfume, and met his muse, model Cara Delevingne, and his godson, Hudson Kronigan, at the arrivals hall. An explosive mixture of grunge, rock and roll, and haute couture was created by the Saint Laurent art director Hedi Slimane. The director combines shiny capes and voluminous chiffon boas with the brand's trademark long semi-transparent dresses. The models ended the show in silk slip dresses with minimal accessories and lots of vent holes. He does radical things that are very interesting. I really like the models returning in their black dresses at the end, the clothes which have little embellishment and are simple, very feminine. It really is very interesting. It is the vision of Hedi Slimane, Saint Laurent's creative director, and it is very similar to him as a person. That is what is interesting. People like him make others around him move. The Dior fashion house has put forward a really tender collection. Their clothing is now a symbol of femininity. The show opened with a number of short tops with shorts and pleated skirts. Spring à la Dior is see-through long dresses, classic bar jackets with patch pockets on the chest, parkas and coats with large flowers and pantsuits. Short sweaters with figured hems and voluminous sleeves added warmth to the collection. Meanwhile, the new collection from the Belgian designer Dries Van Noten is a cacophony of intense colors and colorful ornaments. The couturier stays loyal to his old love of retro style. Models sported the 1950s sunglasses, which added a vintage flavor to the show. This collection's feature is a combination of different textures and ornaments that impact fresh and modern looks to classic cuts. Wide pants, loose-cut coats are made for upbeat and decisive women, says the designer.
She's really flamboyant. For me, that was the starting word of this collection. That's really she enjoys life. She wears and she dares.
And that's all for today. Don't miss our next tour to the exciting world of fashion, style, and beauty with Fashion Guide. Watch us next week on Kazakh TV.